Did you not get the impression when Bernier comes out, he's the starter, that, boy, it's even though Nashville's missing all these players, there's no way they can win. And then he lets in the 2 early goals, one of which was not his fault at all. Second one was a pretty good shot.
Yep.
I thought that Anaheim did an amazing job of creating a game of it.
Well, listen, they only gave up 18 shots, so they were blocking everything.
8 after 2.
8 after 2, exactly, and keeping any shot to the perimeter. But again, to Nashville's credit, maybe the game would have been different had Nashville not scored those early goals. Maybe they don't sit back as much and try to protect that. But yeah, it's a mental thing, I think, for Bernier. I mean, he lets that first one in. Yes, not his fault. Off his own defenseman skating into the back of the net. And then, the second one was a good shot. And I liked what I guess Elliot Friedman was saying on Hockey Night in Canada last night, was saying that it was because Kelly Rudy hates it, talking about the goaltender being small. And he made a good point, though. Bernie doesn't really come out. And that shot in the second goal, if you're a big goaltender, you're 6'3", 6'4", maybe you don't have to make the save. Maybe it just hits you. And maybe because Bernie was a little bit smaller. I know Kelly hates that, but it's a valid point. Maybe it does hit him if he's a bigger goaltender. But at the end of the day, I thought that the team knew that Bernier wasn't going to be their best chance to win the game.
What's that like for a player when you have a goaltender who, I don't know, maybe it's your third string goaltender, maybe it's your backup goaltender, whether it was in your junior career, professional career, when you're playing a big game. Can you remember a big game where you didn't have? There's a difference between
it's just
your backup goaltender playing and that guy.
Yeah. It's
right.
It's having a little bit more confidence with your number one guy. That's what it is. And the problem is what it does, it takes away from your game because you're thinking maybe you're that offensive guy and you're responsible in your own end, but now you're really responsible in your own end, and it takes away a little bit of your offensive flair that maybe you would do if you had another goalie and you knew that maybe I don't have to be quite as airtight in my own end, and I'm able to do a few more offensive things. I really got to make sure that no shots get through. And again,
did you get that feeling?
I did last night.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We're saying they got 41 shots on net, but I still thought that it was a good game plan. I mean, 41 shots for, only 18 against. I got the feeling last night that maybe there was a little bit of trepidation on the part of Anaheim, just because it wasn't their number one guy. That's it. And it's nothing against Bernier. It's anytime there's a backup guy, you're always going to be a little bit hesitant to maybe do that, make that extra play, and maybe not have the faith that your backup's going to make that save that your starter would. Again, you're not going to pin this loss on Jonathan Bernier, but I mean, it's just, it can affect everyone. So as soon as when Gibson didn't come out and wasn't going to play that game, there was a different attitude.
It's Bernier and then it's Jonas Enroth.
Yeah, I know.
Like Randy Carlyle's looking around, who doesn't like goalies at the best of times, has learned to tolerate them, but I felt bad.
Listen, when they tied it up, though, you need Bernier to make a couple saves there at the end. And again, that was a great shot. The game-winning goal was an unbelievable shot. Great play. Again, you have to give Nashville credit as well, but I remember listening to Andrew Cogliano talk about afterwards. He was so pissed off in his interview. He's like, those guys aren't better than us. Like, that's what made him so angry. And everyone, you saw the disappointment. Whenever you lose, it doesn't matter whether it's the first round, second, third, Stanley Cup final. The feeling is the same. You lost. It sucks. But they truly felt, and you could listening in their voices, that they believe that they should have won that series, and they just didn't get it done.